show. Ladies and gentlemen, folks, my next guest tonight is the unfiltered radio and television personality you know as the co-host of The Breakfast Club. Please welcome back to the show my fellow South Carolinian, Charlamagne the God.
What's happening with you?
How are you?
I'm good, looking clean. I see you.
Thank you. Miss my author swag, you know what I'm saying? Plaid pants, turtleneck, you know?
Oh, yeah.
All I need is some glasses and I'm good.
Oh, yeah, it's in there.
Hey, I bought you a promo item. That's for my new book, Shook One, Anxiety Playing Tricks on Me. It's a stress ball.
It's a stress ball?
Yeah, you squeeze if you feel stressed or anxious.
Well, that is the name of the new book. It's called Shook One, Anxiety Playing Tricks on Me?
Yeah, so if you ever feel anxious or stressed, just squeeze my balls.
Why would I ever feel anxious or stressed? I like it. I like it. I like it. Before we get to the book, I want to ask you something about something that happened last week.
Okay.
Last week, was it Wednesday? Wednesday, you had a sold-out 1,200-seat event at the New York Times. Was it Times Talk?
Yes, the New York Times Talk.
Talk. And you were supposed to go up there and have a conversation with Kanye West.
Yes.
And you canceled on him.
Yes. Yes.
Why did you cancel? How do you, first, how do you cancel on Kanye?
Well, me and Kanye have a relationship.
I know.
You know, not as close as him and Trump, but we have a relationship.
Yes.
And, you know, in every interview that he's done over the past couple of years, including the interview I did with him earlier this year, like, he's always talked about his mental health. He's always talked about, you know, being bipolar and being on medication.
You had a very substantive conversation with him about that.
Yeah, he was on his meds then.
Yeah.
And so I felt like everybody was kind of like bypassing that conversation. Even when he sat down with, you know, TMZ and Harvey Levin, like, he talked about not being on his meds, and Harvey just kind of like breezed past it. I'm like, that's what the period should have been on the sentence. There was nothing else to talk about after that. You know, let's have a conversation about that. Why are you not on your medication? And then when I saw him in the White House, he said that he wasn't on his meds. He had got misdiagnosed. He didn't have bipolar. It was sleep deprivation. So I was just like, I think he needed to figure that out. And for what I'm trying to do, which is like elevate the conversation of mental health in the black community and, you know, try to eradicate the stigma around mental health, I just didn't think it would be a good conversation. It'd be a distraction.
Because you thought that it would be... Is it because you think you have a sense that he is in denial and therefore it would undermine the message that there is, you should get help. You should be willing to face your mental problems.
Yeah, and I was trying to have a clear conversation because I think that, you know, it's nothing more powerful than watching two brothers like me on there talking about my anxiety and my PTSD and trauma from things that happened to me when I was younger and him talking about being bipolar. I thought that would have just been a strong conversation for people to hear and people to feel comfortable like, oh, well, if those two can express their vulnerabilities and talk about what their issues are, then, you know, they make it easier for me. So
how did you actually do it? Did you call him up and say it's off?
I reached out to his team first.
How long after you saw him in the White House talking to Donald Trump saying, I'm fine, I don't need a medication, I just needed a hat?
That's a great question. That's why you are who you are. I took a day because I didn't want it to be a knee-jerk reaction. You know, I didn't want it to be a knee-jerk reaction because, you know, sometimes we'll see everybody with this backlash on social media and we get caught up in the hype and we're not really thinking for ourselves. Sure. We're thinking based on how everybody's reacting. So I
say maybe you have a show that night and you have to come up with a joke right away,
something
like that?
Yes. Yeah. So I waited a day and then I reached out to his team and reached out to his people and they was like all kind of relieved. And then they were like, well...
Why?
They just felt like that was the best thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they were like, but you got to tell him. I'm like, okay, what's the problem with telling another grown man that, hey, I don't think this is the best thing right now?
Okay.
So we just had the conversation. We actually had the conversation when he was in Uganda, because he was scheduled to come back from Uganda that Tuesday night, which he still did. And so I told him that weekend, and it was all good.
Well?
He took it well. He took it well. Definitely took it well.
Did you question his self-diagnosis at all?
No, I didn't feel like that was the time to have that conversation over the phone. You know, so we just had the conversation about mental health. And I'm gonna say he took it well because he was in Uganda. He was on vacation. Like, who wouldn't want to take an extended vacation? You know what I mean? He was only coming back to do the Times Talk, but he still came back the Tuesday before the Times Talk.
I only came in tonight to talk to you.
Well, I appreciate it, because I have a book to promote, so thank you.
And again, the book is Shook One.
Yes, anxiety playing tricks on me.
You say in the book that anxiety and blackness seem to go hand in hand.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I have a chapter in the book called Blackanoid, and it's about being black and paranoid in America, because I just feel like it's a lot of anxiety that comes with being black that I think the average person doesn't have to deal with. And by average person, I mean white person.
Well, some people don't think that black people, especially African-American men, have anything to worry about. They actually have a leg up on white people, and they've thought this for a long time. What would you say to this man?
A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white in terms of the job market. And I think sometimes a black may think that they don't really have the advantage or this or that, but in actuality, today, currently, it's a great, I've said on occasion, even about myself, if I was starting off today, I would love to be a well-educated black, because I really believe they do have an actual advantage today.
And that... May I remind you, that was 1989, so it's almost 30 years better now.
He's talking about penis size. This is what I think, right? This is what I think. Donald Trump would never want to be a black man. Not if he ever really wanted to be president. Because if Donald Trump was the exact same person with black skin, he wouldn't be qualified to be the president of Brazil. It just wouldn't happen. The only reason...
Do you want to explain to everybody what Brasser is?
Oh, they know. They're sitting by their wives, so they're like,
Shook One is available now. Charlamagne the God, everybody.
Yes.
We'll be right back.